Emma had heard the stories about the Whispering Woods since she was a child. The dense forest on the outskirts of town was said to be haunted, filled with eerie whispers and shadowy figures that lured the unwary deeper into its heart. But Emma was a skeptic, and she wasn't afraid of old wives' tales. So, when her friends dared her to spend a night in the woods, she accepted without hesitation. Armed with a flashlight and her trusty backpack, Emma set off at dusk. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, sinister shadows across the path. The air grew colder as she ventured deeper, and the trees seemed to close in around her. Despite the chill creeping up her spine, she pressed on, determined to prove her bravery. After setting up a small camp near a clearing, Emma sat by the fire, trying to ignore the oppressive silence. As the night deepened, the familiar sounds of the forest, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, fell away, replaced by an eerie stillness. Then she heard it, a soft whispering murmur that seemed to come from all around her.
Who's there?
Emma called out, her voice trembling. There was no response, just the persistent, unintelligible whispers. She swung her flashlight in a wide arc, but the beam cut through only darkness. She told herself it was just the wind, playing tricks on her mind. But deep down, she felt a growing sense of dread. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and Emma could almost make out words, pleas for help, cries of pain. Her heart pounded in her chest as she stood up, clutching the flashlight like a lifeline. The fire flickered and died, plunging her into darkness. Panic set in, and she decided she couldn't stay here any longer. She grabbed her backpack and started back the way she had come, but the path looked different in the dark. The trees, once familiar, now twisted into grotesque shapes. The whispers followed her, growing louder and more frantic. Emma broke into a run, the beam of her flashlight bouncing wildly. Suddenly, she tripped over a root and fell hard, the flashlight flying from her grasp. As she scrambled to her feet, the whispers crescendoed into a cacophony of voices. She saw figures moving in the darkness, their forms barely discernible but undeniably human. They reached out with skeletal hands, their eyes glowing with a sinister light. Emma screamed and stumbled backward, her back hitting a tree. The figures closed in, and she felt a cold hand brush her cheek. In a desperate bid for escape, she turned and ran deeper into the woods, the whispers now a roar in her ears. Her lungs burned, and her legs ached, but she didn't dare stop. Finally, she burst into another clearing and collapsed, gasping for breath. The whispers fell silent, and the figures vanished. Emma lay there, trembling, as dawn broke, and the first rays of sunlight filtered through the trees. She had survived the night, but she knew she would never be the same. Emma emerged from the Whispering Woods, disheveled and wide-eyed. Her friends laughed, thinking she had been scared by nothing more than her imagination. But Emma knew the truth. The woods were alive with restless spirits, forever whispering their dark secrets, and she would never dare to enter them again.